Game Over 86 coming back with another video. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking about Nintendo's E3. Yes, it was huge. A lot of people said, oh my goodness, it's the best thing ever. You know me. I don't believe anybody wins except for the consumers, the fans. I think that's what it's about. I don't ever rate these companies like this one had the best E3 or this one had the best E3 because a lot of the games obviously are multi-plat. Sony's not even there, and half them games are coming to Sony, and they're still the leading console creator, technically. And a lot of people, yes, are anticipating Nintendo Switch. Let's go ahead and just dive right into it. We'll talk about this videos and what was exciting about it. Obviously, you got Dragon Quest characters literally coming to Super Smash Brothers. I think a lot of people were anticipating this one as well. A lot of big announcements, but some of the announcements were like repetitive and we already knew about. A lot of these were ports or ports of games from, last year, a few years ago. They're cool. It's good to see, Switch owners. I'm all for everybody getting their games with whatever platform they want. But I'm not going to hype everything up. Yes, Nintendo did a good E3, but it was just weird. I seen YouTubers and them talking about mobile games being so shitty, which to me they are. But then, if Mario Kart on there or, all the Super Mario Run or Mario Kart on them phone mobile apps or even, all them other games that are coming to this mobile app, they may get nobody really bitches about it. It's probably because Nintendo gets that pass a lot of times, and I'm not here to dog Nintendo or say that they're doing stuff wrong. I was just seeing this, and I thought it was cool to see that all these people are coming to the game, and it really does make the game stand out, and really, all the add-on characters, it's cool. I wish they would have already been there, but that's how they do the DLC. They're giving you good quality, and that's what matters. And yes, I think a lot of people were anticipating Luigi's Mansion 3. Like I said, they already showed a little bit of it, but they went into depth about the game. They wanted to talk about more, the features on it, slamming it. You can use other characters. You get to play multiplayer with other people, with your friends and co-op and all that good stuff. They even had a Luigi, and this is kind of funny, but he kind of poops him out and Gooligi, to where he's kind of a slime, to where he can fit and go through different areas, except for water, which gives it that different replayability or that different fun aspect, especially if you're a kid. This game really looks cool. Obviously, he has the boost jump to knock ghosts back. Just a lot of great features in this game. And I say boost, but they call it burst. There were so many funny things about this game. I like Luigi. I always thought he was a funny character, but Gooligi is really cool. They show a lot of functions that you can use with him. Doesn't it just look like Luigi's blood sugar is really low right now? Like he's just zoned out while Luigi is walking through spikes, and you can use him through hidden doors. But like they said, you can use him as teamwork, but they say to check out for water, make sure all that other stuff, obviously. I just think it's really cool. Nintendo does a great job with games. My kids will love this game as much as I will. And they introduced, like I said, the ScareScraper, where it has multiplayers. You can play with other friends, killing all kinds of ghosts, doing all kinds of crazy things together. And that's, to me, is what games are about. Having fun with your friends, whether it be couch, online, or just by yourself or with your kids. It's really cool, and I think going forward, and I say that a lot going forward, but going forward with this game is really cool. I think Luigi's Mansion 3 is a day one purchase for me. There was a lot of day one purchases on here. Man, I hope my wallets are ready. And even if I don't have the money, I'm going to have to sell some of my wrestling DVDs behind me or something to make that money. But it's really cool to see Luigi's Mansion 3, more features about it. Even though we heard about it, we already knew it was coming. It's really cool to see them showcasing what else in the game and what you get to use. And I really thought that was cool, getting to use Mario and stuff like that. But it is coming out, I believe, this fall. Another great game that a lot of people talked about, obviously, is Zelda: A Link's Awakening. They showed more details on it. They showed a little bit more about the maps, a little bit more about the features in the game. Obviously, it's an old Game Boy game from the 90s, I think 1991 to be exact. They got a lot of features in here that were really cool. We already knew about this game. A lot of people, will say this is an awesome game. I really did like the game a little bit on the Game Boy, but it does look a lot better, obviously, this way, detailed. But we already knew about this game. I mean, I don't have to sell this game or go on any more about it. Obviously, it's going to be a huge game, and I believe it comes out this year. I think it comes out winter of this year. I could be wrong, or fall. It's either or, but it shows a lot of the creatures and obviously the enemies at the end, the main bosses and certain fights like that. It's a fun game. I don't think it's as big as like if they would have dropped like Zelda, Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time. Now that would have been sweet if they would have announced something like that, but they didn't. So that was kind of a bummer in my opinion, and I wish they kind of would have. They also show you can redo stuff, build your own, obviously dungeons and stuff to where you guys can keep doing your fun and keep making fun and make it last a little bit longer and explore and get more, obviously, quests, treasures, and all that great stuff that I think we all grew up with Zelda. All the Zelda fans that grew up playing this game back in the Game Boy days, I think that's going to be fun. I think it's cool to see a lot of these games being remade, but obviously when it comes to, Zelda, it's always going to sell. And to me, yeah, I like Zelda. I sometimes want to see new IPs. Comes out September 20th, 2019. So this fall, it's really going to be cool. Another great game that really shocked me, guys, and really got me going was literally The Secret of Mana. All the add-ons, but they're making the new Mana game, which is really cool, and I think a lot of people weren't expecting this. This game blew a lot of people away when they seen this. I'm a huge Secret of Mana fan. I'm going to wait for the, obviously, physical copy and even the collector's edition with all the other Mana games that came out back in the 90s. But this game right here, a lot of people, Trials of Mana, is going to be a really beautiful game. A lot of people. The Witcher 3, I did make a joke about that when we did a E3 or a April Fool's thing. A lot of people said I didn't think it would come, but to me, Firehouse Emblems, the three houses, we knew this game was coming. Even The Witcher 3. Even The Witcher 3, we knew like it may come. But, I mean, they were just showing a lot of stuff. As you guys can see here, Resident Evil games are coming. The Witcher 3, like, it's cool. It's cool that the Switch is getting it, but, like, The Witcher 3 is an older game. It's, like, 2 years old. The Resident Evils, I know, they come to every platform. But it's, like, it wasn't crazy to me. They could have showed a lot more. No More Heroes 3. I mean, we just had a No More Heroes a while back ago. It just seemed like, I understand there's different series. The Contra game right here. I believe this is a multi-plat game anyway. It's cool. It's cool to see it on the Switch. A lot of these games, I think, have some nostalgia value. I don't know how well this game will play or be. I'm an old school Contra player, so the open world and stuff, I mean, I guess it's okay. Shattered Soldier on the PlayStation 2 was pretty cool for Contra, but this game was cool. A lot of people were, flipping out. Oh my goodness, they're hitting us with everything. And like I said, some of the games, and we'll talk about it at the end of the video, but some of the games, like I said, were just older versions of a game, older games that 90% of the people that own multiple consoles have probably already played, and it's not a shot. I'm just saying, like, that's what I've been talking about a long time with the Nintendo Switch is they're giving us games that most of us have already played or have already, beaten. And, anyway, I'll go on with that at the end of the video. They showed us the Contra Collection. Obviously, it's already out now. If you guys want to get that, you can. I'm expecting a physical copy later on. Daemon X Machina, they talked about it. They gave us some gameplay of it. I mean, we already knew it was coming, but this was the one that really blew me away. Panzer Dragoon looks pretty good, pretty amazing. But technically, if you look at everything, yes, the game is awesome. I know from the Sega Saturn, and people for nostalgia reasons will like this. A lot of people will buy this game because the other games are just too damn expensive, or they don't want to emulate them. I mean, the game looks pretty. The game looks fun, but when you look at the game from a whole, to me, it looks like a GameCube game mixed in with like maybe a Wii graphics. Maybe to me, it's not the best. Let's just say that Panzer Dragoon's going to sell. And I mean, it is what it is. I was excited to see it. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to be a downer on E3 for Nintendo, but a lot of the games that they were talking about and a lot of the games that they were wanting to show were just, we already knew about. We already knew about Astral Chain. We didn't get to see a whole lot of gameplay footage when we first heard about it, but they did show us some gameplay footage of it. But like I said before, they've showed numerous times games that we've already seen, games that a lot of people have already beaten or played. I mean, Resident Evil's, and I hate to go on, but there's so many games that are multi-plat too that, yes, they were the first ones to show it. They were the first ones to really obviously showcase it, kind of like Xbox does with their world premieres, which is fine. But when you look at this game right here, yeah, this game's going to be fun to play, but I mean, look at it. I'm not dogging it. I just want games sometimes to look really good, and I felt like if the Nintendo Switch has a Pro, they could really add on all them other games. A lot of the games that are not coming to the Switch right now because of, technical difficulties when it comes to hardware. The game looks fun here, but to me it looks like a GameCube or a PlayStation 3 kind of game. GameCube, Wii U kind of style game. It don't look like the Avengers game from Square Enix, I can tell you that much. And I'm not saying that this won't be a fun game. I'm just saying, like, a lot of these games just don't look as good as what they could look. And that's an exclusive coming July 19th. Another game that they're obviously using Zelda on is the Necto Crypto Dancer, which is fun. I played it a little bit, but it's Hyrule. Obviously with Zelda and everything, you got the jewels, you got the diamonds, everything like that. It's going to be fun, but it's not going to be a game that, like, I think everybody will play. Like, there'll be people that like it and play it, but most people don't want these games. They want new Zelda games, not ports of Zelda games. The Switch still hasn't had technically a new Zelda game, except for the Breath of the Wild 2 that we're going to talk about at the end. But, like, I'm not dogging everything. I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying you guys can be the judge while we look through these videos. I mean, haven't we had a Mario and Sonic Olympic games? Like, I'm not saying that's not good. This looks like Mario Party. This is how Mario Party and Mario Strikers and Mario Sluggers and the basketball, the soccer games, that were on the Wii and the GameCube and the Wii U or whatnot. This is what it looks like. It looks like this is how it should have been. This is how Mario Party to me should have been. Should have tapped in. This is what it looks like. I mean, it's a game with Mario and Sonic on it. Yeah, people will probably buy it. People will probably like it. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on the E3 of Nintendo, but a lot of people were saying they took the cake, they won. And to me, I don't give a shit who wins, really. But, like, they showed a lot of games that, like, just don't interest, older adults. Animal Crossing is going to be a popular game, but a lot of these games that they're talking about have already been out. A lot of people have already played them. You got Spyro coming, which is cool. You got, obviously, a new Hollow Knight, Silk Song coming, which is cool. It's a good indie game. You got Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch that was on a PlayStation 3 coming to the Switch and the PS4. It's a multi-plat. Minecraft Dungeons, to me, there's people that like it, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's to me, when I look at games and heavy hitters, this is a mobile phone. The Elder Scrolls Blades coming to the Switch. It may be fun, but it just looks like not a lot of great lineups. This is a great game. It looks like it'll be a great game. Devolver Digital really makes great games. Doom Eternal. It's going to run at 30 frames at 900p, so you're getting the weaker version. The Sinking City. It's a multi-plat game. And I'm not sitting here saying that, that what if PlayStation showed it? It'd be, yeah, but I'm saying, like, look at the graphics here on Wolfenstein Youngblood. It don't look good. Like, none of these games right here look like they run well to me. Dead by Daylight. This is an older game. A lot of Alien Isolation. When I seen this, I kind of chuckled. I'm like, dude, we got this game in like 2014. I'm not dogging. I'm just saying, like, some of the games were cool. Crystal Chronicles, Crystal Tactics, Dragon Quest Builders, as you guys can see, Super Mario Maker 2. Obviously there's going to be some bangers in there, like I was saying. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks awesome. I mean, Nintendo's always been phenomenal when it comes to this, but there's so many games that we've already played. I mean, Just Dance, a lot of people still like that. I think my oldest daughter likes Just Dance, obviously. But some of these games just, to me, didn't really connect. And I'm not saying that as, somebody that's trying to say they didn't like Nintendo's E3. I think it was cool, but like Super Lucky's Tale, I mean, it's a Dauntless that's already out, but it's not coming yet because they're probably having to work on it to dummy it down for it to run. I'm not saying that it's not going to be a great game. I'm not saying like the Switch isn't fun. I'm just saying a lot of these games, if you look at them, are first-party games or ports of old games, or they're remakes of old games that people just can't let go and tell Nintendo to really make. Now, there were some really good highlights in there. I was watching this, and I thought it was funny how they were trolling Nintendo fans. I knew some Nintendo fanboys right when they seen this. They were like, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Kazooie, and then it explodes, and pretty much it's the dog and the bird from Duck Hunt, which was funny. I thought it was cool that they did that. I already knew that they were probably going to bring Banjo-Kazooie. Why wouldn't they? Rare working with Nintendo again. Obviously, it's cool to see. I'd like to see a new Banjo-Kazooie 3 being released. That would be nice in the future. Maybe Rare will work with them. Like I stated in previous videos when everybody else was just talking about the hottest trending thing, I was actually talking about real stuff that I think should come to the games rather than a bunch of reruns and reworked games that over and over and over that we've all, loved to enjoy, but sometimes we want to play something new. And I've always felt like that with Nintendo is, the features on Nintendo are great. A lot of the stuff that they bring are great games, first party title. But when you're talking about every game that, Witcher 3, cool. Will it run good? Will it make your Switch overheat? Resident Evil's, yes, it's cool, but like, where's Resident Evil 2? Okay? Where's Resident Evil 7? Okay? That's what I'm saying when I see these games. Where are all these heavy hitters? And I understand they're going to have their first party heavy hitters. They're going to have their great games. But a lot of them, like I said, are ports, remasters, or remakes of older games that people have played maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. One of the bigger things at the end a lot of people were talking about was Breath of the Wild 2. The story continues, obviously. To me, and I may get a lot of flack for this, but this was not my favorite Zelda game of all time. Mine's still Ocarina of Time, and then after that was Majora's Mask. That's just my opinion. And then A Link to the Past was my third favorite, and then pretty much, I mean, you could throw other Zeldas in there. This one's up there, and probably 5 or 6. But obviously, to me, it's okay. I mean, a lot of people maybe flip their shit when they seen this. Everybody was probably like, "Oh my goodness, Zelda's coming." Everybody was probably like, "Yes." I mean, Nintendo has to show something like this at the end. If they would even showed Metroid Prime 4 or something, I mean, I'm just saying when you think about games and you think about presentations, and people were saying, that Bethesda sucked, which they kind of did. They were talking about EA sucked, which they did. They were talking about how, Microsoft was okay. And then they were talking about other companies that kind of dropped the ball. And other companies that maybe didn't have a ton of games or gameplay footage. And that's fine. That's fine. I get it. I get what they're saying. I'm not here to tell them that they're wrong. That's their opinion. But like I said, when you look at the games and you think, man, it's 2019, games are coming out 2020. Why do they look like this still? Like, Nintendo's the only one that has these games that look, to me, man, it's about gameplay footage, but sometimes it's about gameplay graphics. And to me, if you're going to give you a game that's a multi-plat and give it 30 frames when you could have made a more powerful Switch, which they very well could in the future, that would be worth it then to me. When you look at, Wolfenstein Youngblood, the game looked horrible on the Switch from what we've seen. And I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion. It didn't look good graphically. And it's going to run at 30 frames. Like, it's just, I liked Nintendo's E3. I liked some of the games, but like, I'm 33 years old. I'm not dogging anybody that's younger or older that likes these games, but like, a lot of these games just don't, Animal Crossing or whatever, that it's not my kind of game. That's fine. We all have our different tastes and likes. That's fine. But like when people hype that up and Luigi's Mansion looks great. Luigi's Mansion's a game that they've remade and brought to the 3DS, and they made a new one with Dark Moon to the 3DS, and they've made other games. Super Mario Maker 2, Super Mario Maker from the Wii U. I mean, they're going to be fun games. I'm not saying that they're not. It's just like all their add-ons from, some of the big things like Banjo-Kazooie, people blow that up like it's so huge, but it's like most people kind of knew some of these games were coming. Now, here's where I get kind of to the down part of it, and we'll end the video. Where was Xbox Game Pass? Okay, where was their cloud? Where were a lot of the games that I think a lot of people were kind of wondering, hey, what's going on with these games? Yes, they showed us games like Witcher 3. And they showed us other games that are coming out, like Spyro the Dragon that's coming. But it's like there's a reason why it don't come out the exact same time. A lot of these games is because it takes time to dummy it down. And I think if Nintendo going forward makes a Switch Pro to where they can at least run games at 60 frames, that would be really cool. I know a lot of people may give me flack for this video, but I'm just being honest. Like, Nintendo had a great E3. Was it the best? No. Square Enix, I think, was the best. Microsoft had a pretty good one. A lot of people may disagree with me on there, but like a lot of the games on Nintendo, man, we've already knew about. They showed us a lot of games, and then the ones that we did know about are multi-plat. So they're going to run even better off the PlayStation, Xbox, or a PC. And then some of the other games that were exclusive, like Astral Chain, a lot of the big games that people were talking about, Daemon X Machina, I mean, we already knew about them. So I kind of think they dropped the ball a little bit on there when it came to new games. I keep saying I want new IPs. You want to do a new Zelda, do a new Zelda. Don't do a port from the Wii U and then say, oh, this is the new game. Like, it's fun. It's cool. Yeah, I like Zelda Breath of the Wild. Don't get me wrong. But, like, wow. If you're going to remake a Zelda, why not Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask? I mean, that would be, if you want to remake a Zelda, my goodness. I'm not saying Link's Awakening is not going to be good. I'm just saying, like, it's fun, but it's like, I'm not going to, blow my wad, be like, oh my goodness, this is the great. Like Final Fantasy VII. That's how long it took for them to remake this. And when you look at that game, or you look at the Avengers, or you look at Red Dead Redemption 2, or you look at Madden's, and I thought maybe the Switch was going to say, hey, here's a Switch Mini, here's a Switch Pro to run Madden's and all your other bigger games that maybe people want to have. Because some people will say, well, just because you don't like Animal Crossing or this game's for kids. I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm just saying, like, if I buy a Switch, why can't we all have a choice on what we want? If you guys want games like that to come to your Switch, I'm all for it. I want you guys to have every game possibly. I wish there wasn't really exclusives, because all that does is just drive the developers down where there's not a lot of eyes that'll see it. And I wish that they were just a little bit more up to date with a lot of their stuff. A lot of their games just look like real kid-friendly kind of games, which is cool. But some of the games, man, we've all played, we've all beat. And they're fine. I don't grade them. I don't care, honestly. Like I said, the fans win. I'm here for the fans. I'm here for us. I'm here for myself, and E3 and all that other great stuff. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Was E3 okay? It was kind of boring to me, lackluster. A lot of companies dropped the ball. A lot of companies showed us some great stuff, bits and pieces. A lot of things were re-shown that were already shown. I mean, people want to say that Sony always shows and re-shows Spider-Mans and Gods of Wars. Well, look how many times we've gotten Pokemon Directs and Super Mario Maker Directs, and we get all these other Directs for just one game. Super Smash Brothers Direct last year, and they're showcasing new stuff that's coming onto that game. I'm just saying, it's an opinion. It's not always the popular one. I thought Nintendo did okay, but like I said, a lot of their games were already shown. A lot of them people already own, ported. And I want to see better than that. I want to see really new IPs. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3. People will bring this up. Dude, how many Luigi's have they made? Mansions. I mean, I understand it's been a long time since they made one for a console. But when you think about it, Animal Crossing, it's like, how many have they made? How many Pokemons have they made? Pokemon Sword and Shield. I get it. I understand there's fun, but Astral Chain's new. Daemon X Machina, it looks cool. I like new IPs. I want to see new games that come, not Witcher 3 that I've already played 2.5 years ago. But I'm happy for people that have waited and haven't purchased it yet. But will it run great? And I always feel like they're doing the developers, and this is where I'll be in the video. And when I'm critical, I'm not saying that I hate all these games because you guys get a shittier version of them. I'm not saying that I dislike the games because we've already played them numerous times. What I'm saying is you're doing the developers and the consumers a disservice when you port a game over and it don't run well, or it looks like GameCube or Wii games or PS3 graphics in 2019, 2020. That's all I'm saying. So if you guys like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you dislike the video, which I know some people will, hit the thumbs down. If you guys are new here and you guys like honest, unbiased opinions that ain't just going to clickbait you and do them stupid faces and everything else that everybody does just to get somebody to click on their video and say, oh my goodness, this is the greatest ever. Nothing won. Nobody won except for consumers and gamers, in my opinion. Everything, you play what you like. And if there's people out there that don't like my opinion, that's fine. You guys have your own opinion, but I'm going to give you guys mine on my channel, and this is how I always will be. So do a good deed, stay safe, take care of one another, and let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of E3 as a whole and as for Nintendo as well. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace, and I love you very much.